Throughout most of my childhood, I was on a little league baseball team. Excuse me. They come as a shot to you, but I wasn't exactly the star player. Instead, I was more of a glorified performer. I don't mean to brag. And, I'm sorry, my voice was cracking a little bit. But when I was 11, my head coach started to encourage me to write articles for the local newspaper. Thrilled, I went out and bought a tape recorder so I could take verbal notes on score changes, player substitutions, and the number of subtitles I ate. When I got home, after my first game, I was eager to listen to my notes. But after 10 seconds, I turned it off, cringing. I couldn't understand myself. If I couldn't comprehend or stand the sound of my own voice, how could others? Around this time, I also started to feel like an outcast. Middle school and most of high school were very lonesome times for me. Just like when I was 11, I couldn't understand myself, and not many others could either. Most of high school, at the end of high school and throughout college, I really fit in. But there was a void in my confidence still, a sense that I didn't quite grasp how the world saw me vis-a-vis my disability and how it affected my life. My discovery of documentary filmmaking was not only a discovery of self-expression, but of a way to intellectually place myself in my world. My first documentary, Wheelchair Diaries, explores the lack of accessibility in Western Europe after I was told I couldn't study abroad there. Now going to Europe with the wheelchair to show how hard it is for people who use wheelchairs is a wacky, counterintuitive, dare I say, stupid idea. Nevertheless, along with my friend and talented camera person, Mark, I traveled throughout Europe for 3 weeks, documenting what I faced. It was one of the most excruciating, exhausting times of my life. After 18 months of work on my film, and with the use of subtitles, I narrated my tumultuous journey in 20 minutes. And when I showed the film to audiences, I began to realize that none of it would go in vain. Not the physical toll those 3 weeks took on my body, not the wheelchair that was broken by the internet in Brussels, not the experience of being told I couldn't study abroad. None of these was a good thing because people would experience and hopefully be moved by what I faced. For another project, I wanted to bring my journey of self-discovery to a whole new level, while at the same time bringing it back to where my formative years took place, the baseball dugout. This time, however, I would hold the camera. I would narrate my story without the use of subtitles.
I'm a filmmaker who can't shoot a steady shot. I'm a baseball fan who can't play. But it's worth it for those moments when I make it onto the field.
My 7-minute documentary, A Cerebral Game, is an award-winning film that has played coast to coast and internationally. Okay, that time I give it to brag. Thank you. Maybe I didn't realize this at the time, but this film was not about educating others. It was once again about placing myself in my world. It was about healing old adolescent memories. It was about making sure my pains would not go in vain. Other than the systemic discrimination that people with disabilities face in the job market, they are not adequately represented in the film industry because of the intense physical nature of filmmaking. But the different physicalities of people with disabilities are precisely why there needs to be more of them in the film industry. People with disabilities should make films, but don't make camera phones to their wheelchairs. They should create visuals in the complete absence of audio and vice versa. For people who are deaf or blind, they should impress themselves and their literal physicality onto YouTube and Facebook, festivals and big screens. Yes, so others can more visually grasp what they face, but perhaps more importantly, so they themselves can appreciate their own struggles, so they can understand themselves loud and clear. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.